How are you guys doing? Hope your day's been better than what they've been throwing at me. It doesn't matter. I don't give a shit. We're gonna spend our entire day just talking about Ian Carroll. Ian Carroll wants my attention, and he's fucking got it now. If you guys didn't realize, I don't know how, if you didn't wake up today until right now, I woke up and I saw a tweet of this goofy corn dog saying that he was on Sneako's podcast for a quick hour talking about how the Jewish mafia runs everything. Now, you know, me and Dante and Nicole have been running our mouths about this guy and Midwestern marks for a while, right? We've been saying these might be secret Nazis. I don't know. This man, he looked like a secret Nazi, and a couple times every once in a while he'll drop a little anti-Semitism just to see if anyone catches it or something. Me and Dante, we catch that shit. And we said about 9 months ago, we said, "Ooh, what the fuck?" What the fuck, this man, he got a long mustache, but maybe it should be shorter. Maybe it should be about this. Cause yeah, this dude's a white suprema to the fucking core. Sneako is one of these dumb Andrew Tate style feds that is too stupid probably to realize that he's a fed. You know, he's just being paid. He was like, oh, someone said they'd pay me if I do a lot of misogyny and racism and homophobia and stuff like that. But Ian's not one of those two dumb guys, you know? He to me reads as a smart Suprema who knows that for the first year, if you want to get people to like you, you're gonna have to hide the fact that you're a Nazi, okay? So me and Dante have been saying this dude is a straight up Nazi, and then today he came out with it. He just said, yeah, dude, I am. Spoiler alert, they deleted my account because I said that he's a Nazi, which he is. I mean, I said Nancy, but he is a Nazi. Take my account, take my voice, dude, take my body. I don't give a fuck. Ian Carroll, you Nazi. Here, let's listen to this Nazi do his fucking Hitler Youth speech.
Yeah, so we're just doing a quick podcast.
And your fucking audio is so low. You guys are so stupid. You are so fucking bad at everything. You don't even know how to turn the fucking volume up on your goddamn show, you trash monster.
Two of my friends, Sneak.
Look at this fucking Botox motherfucker out here talking about Jewish people. The fuck out. Dude, look at your face. I'm gonna do this entire react like him.
Ian Carroll, I wanted to introduce them because known Sneako for a while. Actually just met Ian. In my opinion, does some of the best investigative work on Israel.
This dude has no idea where he is. He's like, my handler said I had to do this, otherwise they're gonna tell everyone about the CP. Oh, what am I gonna do?
Just first off, like how long have you been doing these like TikToks and Twitters, and what got you into it?
Dude, it's been about a year exactly. And I didn't start on this train at all. I started on money, like started on trying to figure out who owns everything, like where's money, like if you want to figure out how
that's the story.
World works, you got to figure out how money works.
Follow the money.
Follow the
I love, yeah, he's only been creating content for a year, and he immediately started with 1 million followers.
money, baby.
Your bio, or not your bio, your background on Twitter says.
I love that. That's so fucking cool.
Yep. Seek the truth, follow the money.
Exactly.
I had the same motto, and I ended up at the same conclusion, so.
Yeah. And you were doing something.
I had the same motto, and I started off with the same idea that I wanted to blame this on Jewish people, and I wound up at the same solution with you. That's why we're here today. Our handlers put us together.
Right, because you got banned off of so many fucking platforms for doing that.
Right.
Yep.
I think we all kind of...
Hey, if you just joined the chat and you don't know what we're talking about all these people that you see on your screen, except for me, is a Nazi, okay?
Stumbled across the same thing by accident. It's not something you want to stumble across.
Like, weird, that's not
Yeah, Fed funding, Fed fans. Dude, I don't even think they have fans. The Feds literally just pay bots to make it look like they have fans, dude.
I was expecting.
This dude, Jake Shields, has a fucking show. How? This guy? Surprise Jake? Low volume Jake?
Yeah, it's not. None of us want to be like, Jews in Israel.
That's exactly what you want to do. This whole podcast is because you want to say, Jews in Israel. I have to divert attention away from it being fucking Nazis because that's my family.
Israel are the problem. They definitely did not want to discover that, but you start seeing.
Jake, you should get more Botox. You should try and see if more Botox will help.
It, and it's.
I started discovering it right around October 7th too, and
Huh. Yeah, because is that when your fucking operation began? Weird.
It was complicated because there's so much information out there on all sides, and I was looking at the CIA a lot, and I was looking at like organized crime.
He's like, I was looking at the CIA a lot, but the whole point of me being here is to left turn away from the CIA when it gets to real shit, you know?
And intelligence agencies a lot because they control so much of.
Like, dude, looking at this guy now, he looks like a fucking informant. He looks just like that cool CIA guy that's always on Joe Rogan, you know, where they're like, oh, I'm going to be a cool guy for the next year. What do? Oh, grow my hair long. I've always wanted to do that, but I've always had it so, you know, high and tight because I'm not allowed to have a different haircut. Oh, I've always wanted to grow my hair out long and then I'll look cool. Look at him. That's exactly what this dude is. I can see the fucking federal informant all over him.
Politics and so much of like how global economics works. And the more I started to look at Israel, the more it looked like a organized crime syndicate.
That's true, but it's a Nazi one.
100%. We were having a private conversation earlier that it's more like a Jewish mafia, and that's exactly what it is. There was the Italian mafia.
Who are you looking over at your handler? Make sure you're saying the right words. Who the fuck are you looking at?
And there was the Jewish mafia.
What does the average person not know about the CIA?
Oh, dude, just
that it's 100% run by Nazis from the Third Reich. So it's the Fourth Reich. It was literally made for the Nazis to hide them. That's what it was for. That's exactly what it's for. That's what Mossad is for too. Mossad is also to hide Nazis.
The story that they sold us, that was definitely a lie.
100%.
You know, going into Iraq because of 12 Saudis makes no sense. The weapons of mass destruction, that was all a lie.
The anthrax was fabricated.
All of that was so
by Joseph Mengele.
We have to look into 9/11 because that was the catalyst that
Ian Carroll knows that, but he's hiding that because he's probably his fucking uncle.
I really think people underestimate how huge that is, because if you understand that Israel did 9/11, then your entire worldview should shift.
Yeah.
That was the catalyst that changed America's perception of the Middle East for years. It changed what we thought about foreign policy, what we thought about enemies.
Yep.
And now when you realize that it was internal and they lied about it, they intentionally killed 3,000 American civilians in order to go into war in the Middle East, your entire worldview should change.
How could anyone justify doing that, right? And so sometimes you have to like step back and put yourself in their shoes and think it through. Is like, if you're a Dick Cheney, if you're a Netanyahu, if you're these people in power, it's like, can you imagine that you might look at the geopolitical space in the world and say like, there's so much evil in this world, and there's this rising threat in the Middle East, like Arab nationalism, like the global economic, like everything is complicated. And if we don't create a good strategy to defend Western values, we could be looking at millions of American deaths, right? We could be looking at like a Muslim wave of jihad that would take it, like, and so if you can construct that.
Yeah, Arab nationalism. Yeah. Like, dude, you're advocating for white nationalism. That's weird. At least they're in their fucking country. And, dude, I can't blame them. Look at what we have been doing to them for the last 100 years. We go over there and fucking steal their oil every goddamn 10 years. We're literally doing... Stop hitting yourself like the mean older brother.
That narrative in your mind, which Israel is very fond of constructing. Like, Israel is very aware that they hate Arabs and Muslims.
Oh, yeah.
And so there are...
Israel is just America, and America is just Nazis.
Ways that you can justify it, and in your own mind, if you're a Dick Cheney,
because they're trying to separate. They're trying to be like, well, Israel's just doing whatever Israel wants to do, and it's because they're Jewish, and they're killing everyone because they're Jewish. But no, it's because they're Nazis and they're doing what America wants them to do. But the end play here is that the Nazis escape persecution once again. By persecution, I mean they escape the consequences of their actions because they're setting this up to all be put on Jewish people and not America. But it's fucking America, dude.
Or if you're a George Bush, if you're a, whatever Israeli people were behind this, they can come to a worldview where it's justifiable to kill a few thousand Americans in order to save so many more, from a greater threat.
It's crazy what you're saying, but it's true, man. It's so insane what you're saying, but I think it's true.
Yeah, Ian conflates Jewish people with Zionists. And dude, even Jake doesn't. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, Jake doesn't... it feels like Jake knows that it's Zionism, and he keeps going back to Zionism. But I think that Ian, and this is the way they want to muddy the water. He isn't saying Jewish people over and over. He said it right at the top, super hard, right? Like, so regular people who are watching this whole time, this whole hour and 5 minutes, they're thinking, oh yeah, it's the Jewish people, Jewish people, Jewish people. They say another bad thing. They say 9/11. Oh yeah, it was the Jewish people too. Yeah. It's Zionists, and that's what Ian wants to confuse the most. He wants everyone to think Jewish people when they should be thinking Zionists, right?
But in all my content, I try to put my sources on the screen directly while I'm talking with like the URL or the titles so that anyone can just Google what I'm looking at and find it for themselves, because the whole point is that media is controlled by certain groups.
Yeah.
And, you know,
Jews.
yeah, well, yeah, Israel.
Yeah.
And if they don't, if
Jake Shields, we liked you for a minute, buddy.
Sorry, videos. I fact checked everything, but then I started trusting you. I always do that, and I first stumble across something I'm unsure. I fact checked them.
Yeah,
After a couple
exactly.
videos, I saw you were always telling the truth. So
Yeah, and that exactly. That's why they get a year ahead of it, right? They say, oh, in about November 2024, about a year after we do our own attack, like October 7th. So we should get Ian in there around 2023, get a good year for everyone to think that he tells the truth, and then boom, a year later, he's fucking lying. That's exactly what they're planning on.
I don't fact check all your stuff, but everyone should always do that.
yeah,
Do you talk about this on TikTok? I'm surprised you haven't been banned. If you
I come pretty fucking close. And
Oh yeah, but I'm doing exactly what the CIA wants me to do, so nope, never been banned. Never will be.
no, I don't talk about this as much. So I blew up on TikTok because I was like coming down to BlackRock owns everything. And then I was going through grocery store aisles and look at products and realizing like, fuck, BlackRock owns all these products too. And like, they don't literally, but as I started to get deeper and deeper into,
And let me guess, BlackRock is Jewish people? All Jewish people own BlackRock, right? Or is it Nazis and Mormons who are Nazis? When I say Mormons, assume that I'm also saying Nazi too. Because they are. Their religion literally states that they are national white Zionists. So they're Nazis. No matter what they say, no matter what they think, no matter what level they are of their religion, they are Nazis. And they should know that. Truly. Like, they all need to leave their religion. If it's a real religion, you can practice it at fucking home, okay? I practice my meditation at home. That feels more real than tithing 10% to a bunch of kid diddlers. So, you should get into meditation. Seems kind of tight. I'm already into it, so maybe you'll find some peace too.
better and better answers and like getting into like, oh, the CIA is a big part of understanding the world. And then like, oh, fuck, Mossad is a big part of understanding the world. That's when I started to get strikes on everything, talking about Jeffrey Epstein and stuff like that. That's when I had to branch out. And now I'm hovering at like 2 strikes and none of this kind of stuff goes there.
Question real quick. Who owns BlackRock?
Larry Fink. Actually, BlackRock.
You don't even get banned until you get like 10 strikes. Ask someone who's actually been banned. Ian Carroll, you big liar. Getting 2 strikes, dude.
They're the ones pushing the DIA. They're the ones pushing all the weird stuff, a lot of the gay stuff,
ESG.
the tranny stuff. Like, how is that in a financial benefit?
Wait, the gay stuff and the tranny
These
stuff.
are not
Yeah.
our
Jewish people are pushing gay and tranny stuff? What the hell? Jake's onto some shit that I'm not. Fuck.
It's the last day of Pride Month.
ESG is, what's the actual acronym stand for?
Environmental social-
governance. Yeah. And the whole point is to incentivize corporations to be more diverse or more woke, essentially, right?
More gay inclusive, because when you say diverse, you really just mean less white people.
Yeah. More brown inclusive, more whatever. Like to not hire based
Anything
upon.
but-
Dude, look at your TikTok feed and tell me if you have an issue with having white people on your feed. Tell me. Dude, I feel like it's very blatant and obvious now so much that like every influencer, every actor, they're all so white. So white. And then like it feels like so blatant, dude. Like, come on.
white people, especially men.
Yeah. And certainly don't hire based on merit. Hire based upon like, you know,
I don't want to hear a fucking Nepo baby. I gotta find out who his dad is. I know it's someone, bro. It's someone for sure.
you're a black female.
Yeah.
But they never push this with Jewish people. You know, they say equity. Look at Biden's cabinet. It's all Jews, no white people.
Yep.
So equity doesn't apply to Jews. It applies to everyone else.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't understand that. I had these debates with, call themselves the FBAs, the fundamental black Americans. They don't even understand the difference between a Jew and a white person.
Yeah, they don't. It's not the white people that are winning. It's the Jews that get put in all these powerful
It's a different
positions.
ethnicity.
Like,
Well-
how many white people are in Biden's cabinet? Probably not very many.
Well, you might notice too that like depending on the situation, Jewish people will either identify.
This dude went on this podcast. Dude, like, I mean, he is okay with being on this podcast. Dude, that conversation happens across a table from me that I'm on a thing, like, publicly. I'm running. I just ran away. What the fuck did you guys just say? I gotta go. I'm sorry. Oh, fuck, I just spilled my coffee all over my pants. Like, and without a beat, he's like, yeah.
Identify as white if
go
it's
undercover.
convenient,
Yeah.
or they won't. And it's like,
Dude, you're right. Yeah, he showed his fucking ass with this, bro. Showed your power so hard, brother. Oh, man. It's beautiful. Oh, fucking ad break. I was overjoyed this morning when I saw that Ian was on this podcast because it's another thing where I'm like, this is so obvious he's a fucking Nazi. Maybe everyone else will see it finally, but let's be real. We live in America. Everyone's gonna gloss over this and then somehow I'm gonna be the problem. I have my fingers crossed, dude. We might get it back. Come on, have faith, right? I did my gateway right before this, and I put it out into the source. I'm manifesting that I get that fucking account back. You guys, if you guys want to help, do it, please, right? I haven't lost faith. And, dude, honestly, I feel like all this does is give me more and more and more credibility. You know what I mean? Like, I have a very good, small, tight-knit crew, you know? Like, I know that I'm not gonna fucking disappear into the ether. Like, but yeah, so... It's a small loss right now, but it's a bigger win for us overall, I think. Because, A, we know we're so fucking right now, right? Like, dead on. We know that. I was 5% less positive about this before I got banned. Now I'm 905% all in. Ian is a Nazi with my full fucking chest. He is a Nazi. Look at him. He wants to have his fucking mustache this short, dude. I know it. I can see it on him. National Zionist Ian Carroll.
and when I was growing up, I didn't realize any of this stuff, so I would have just assumed, I would have called
Carroll's a girl's name, you know that, Ian?
Extremely Jewish because then people are like, oh, well, this is why you have these connections. This is why you have all this money. They'd rather go undercover.
Well, it's a conspiracy theory to say that Jewish people run whole industries or that Jewish people would ever work together. So obviously, like, I mean, how could you even say that? That's just a fucking conspiracy theory.
You know, it is crazy how many of them change their names. That's when I started seeing that.
You want to hear a conspiracy theory? Do you want to know why I think that all of the Israelis have changed their names and why you can't do DNA tests on anyone who lives in Israel or is Israeli? Do you want to know why? Guess. Wrong. I think it's because they're hiding that they're frickin' Nancys. Yep. Bibi Netanyahu, he's from Philly, you know that? That man is a Nancy. You can't do DNA tests because they don't want everyone to find out that their lineage traces back to Borman and Eichmann and Mengele and fucking all the other ones that didn't die like they were supposed to have. Yo, Jake Shields, you want to hear some crazy shit about people changing their names? What about Otto Skorzeny moving to Florida and then working for the CIA for the next 60 years? Huh? Oh, what about Alwa Bruner, who came to America and lived in Florida and worked for the CIA for the next 60 years? Hey, bro, what about Reinhard Gehlen, who literally started working for the CIA immediately after WW2? What about Frank Wisner? Hey, what about Walter Ralph? He moved to Florida afterwards. Hey, what about Joe Mengele? He did the anthrax stuff from New Jersey, dude. He did. And then... Hey, what about all these ones that they didn't even change their name? Or wait, that's the main one. That's the Werner one. But what about all these ones? What about all these thousands of scientists, you know? And all of the psychiatrists and stuff, and all of the genetic scientists and eugenicists and stuff? They feel more like Lebensborn, like German, than they do Jewish to me. But I'm just a dumb guy. I like to read sometimes. I do that, and I keep running into Nancy's. So I'm not sure how you get to the bottom of how you get to everyone is Jewish, but I keep finding that everyone is a, swastika lover. Ian, what's the truth, buddy? Hey, you wanna know another really weird thing about someone's name change? You know what I heard? I heard that this guy's name was actually George Scherf, and that he is from Austria, which is weird because then he wouldn't have been able to be the American president because you're supposed to have been born here, right? That would be a big conundrum, I think, but what do I know? Anyway, back to Jake Shields' horrid takes.
A lot of Jewish people are actually the greatest allies of the Palestinians. People like Dave Smith, comedian, great guy, like Norman Finkelstein, fucking goat of speaking up for Palestinians.
He's a legend.
And so it's like, it's not just Jewish people. It's like there's this very powerful Jewish mafia that dates back to the Rothschild family and
it's not just Jewish people. He didn't say it's not Jewish people. He said it's not just Jewish people. It's the Jewish mafia too. This guy. We hear you, Ian. What up, Fizz? Did you hear we got our account deleted today by Ian Carroll? So we're talking about him all day.
Glenn Greenwald.
Because we said he's a Nazi because he came on this show and acted like a Nazi. And because he is a Nazi. And he came on Sneako's show and then he posted about it. He admitted he went on Sneako's show in public. And he let him post this.
They're ballsy. They're calling out. They're being like, it's not anti-Semitism to call it.
Yeah, Ian canceled this clothing company. He's fully outed himself as a Nancy. He's blaming everything on the Jewish mafia. Don't worry, though. He said it's not just Jewish people doing this. It's also the Jewish mafia.
And they have so much more on the line.
It's not.
This is really, really weird that they are saying all the things except for that Israel and CIA are actual Nazis. Yeah, right? Like, I mean, that's the big secret. That's the big secret that no one can know. Yeah. But now that, like, we know it, I can never unknow it. Like, I will never unsee it. The FBI and the CIA are all Nazis, bro. It's true. Special agent in charge of Pulse nightclub. Who was it? Nazi Paul Weisopel, Reinhard Heydrich's son, in my opinion.
The Jews. It's this network of Jewish mafia. We need to start distinguishing that better, I think.
Yeah.
There we go. Let's go. Dude, Jake Shields.
Shit, we need them. Right?
Yeah, some of my favorite people are like Glenn Greenwald, Dave Smith. These guys are ballsy. They're calling out. They're being like, it's not anti-Semitism to call it Israel.
And
that's
they have
why
so
we
much
need to be
more
very
on the
clear.
line.
It's not the Jews. It's this network of Jewish mafia. We need to start distinguishing that better, I think.
Yeah.
But we could also just drop the word Jewish, but Ian, I think, is very hung up on that word because otherwise we might find out that it's a Nazi mafia. And that Nazi mafia is actually called the Central Idiot Association.
I mean, it's hard to do.
I'm a little.
It's hard to do. He's like, I'm going to fuck this up, guys. Sorry, just saying in advance. Look at this side eye. He's like, oh shit. This fucking pussy's talking about not blaming it on Jewish people? What the fuck? Dude, this is the most perfect podcast I've ever seen.
Because you said that you're not really conservative. You're kind of center, like liberal leaning.
He's Tim Pooling us. Dude, he's fucking Tim Pooling us right now. Dude.
When you seek the truth and you follow the money and you see like how they
He's like, I'm just a free thinker. I'm just a free thinker telling you that what the CIA told me, the Central Idiot Association wanted me to tell you guys, was don't look at the Nazis, guys. They're all dead. It's Jewish people.
They use, like, you even talk about the CIA.
I mean, it's not just Jewish people. It's also the Jewish mafia.
These guys are, like, doing gay butt sex rituals in order to get power. Yep. When you learn this stuff, how can you not go further right?
Dude, I love how much Sneako... how homophobic Sneako is. Like, dude, what is going on in your life that you're this homophobic? You know what I mean? What is it? What is usually the case? Do you have conflicting feelings? It's okay, Sneako. It's okay, little sneaky guy. Love yourself, brother. You gotta stop being so mean to yourself. Oh yeah, I forgot. I've got to start using Blair or Team Tincture come in my ass. The CIA, the come in my ass agency.
Happened to me.
I did. So I was raised liberal and I grew up in Washington State.
Same.
And then I swung pretty hard to the right once I
Yeah, once I joined the Central Idiot Come in My Ass Association.
just realized how much of that was all lies.
Yeah.
And I think I've swung back left just because like I
See? This is a leftist. This is a leftist, guys. Look at him. See? He looks like one. He has long hair. He has long, sleek hair like a cool leftist. I want to see what's under that 3/4 inch sleeve. Under that baseball tee. You got any tats you're hiding up there? You got any WPs or anything weird like that? Prove it. Show me. Here, look, I don't. I have Wisconsin and a key that's blown out because I went and got it at fucking St. Mark's and when I was like 22. Dumbass. Blew the whole tattoo out. What an idiot. But I kind of like it actually. It looks like it's got it bled. I'll get something around it sometime. And then you won't see that it's blown out.
think that I inherently see the need for balance, not in what today's liberalism is, but in the like for
old school
example,
liberalism,
yeah, exactly. Like conservatives like less regulation, don't fuck with me. But like liberals are like, there's sometimes you need regulation. Like when you have big corporations, you
Blair said, I don't know if we watch this right now, but this is about Paul's dad. Reinhard Heydrich. Hell yeah, we'll watch this after. The Butcher of Prague, an Operation Anthropoid. Yeah, he was supposed to have gotten killed on that mission, or that operation. 2 Czech guys, I think. There's a Cillian Murphy movie about it. Dude, Cillian Murphy is going to be fucking pissed when he finds out that that dude that he did that movie about, it's all bullshit. Dude, that's a good route to go. I feel like Cillian Murphy is one of those guys that if you like found out how to write a letter to him, I feel like he would read everyone. You know what I mean? Would Cillian Murphy be upset if he found out that his the character that he played that died a horrific death, but was super brave, and he supposedly killed Reinhard Heydrich? Don't you think he'd be a little upset to find out that Reinhard Heydrich didn't die and that movie was bullshit? Himmler did his eulogy, probably sobbing like a little bitch in German the whole time his best little Nazi friend got wrecked by the Czechs. Dude.
those bitches.
I really hope that Reinhard Heydrich is dead and died then. I hope he's not Paul's dad, but what do we think the odds really are that he's not Paul's dad? I mean, dude, how else do you do the fucking Oklahoma City bombing and then become an FBI agent and not give a fuck? I could see it if your dad was Reinhard Heydrich, right? That makes sense to me.
The only thing that makes sense is putting religion first. I think because that's where like you go to what even is conservative values. What does that mean? Because when you have girls
switch,
come in
yeah.
like.
So we're going to all divide up by religion? That's you want to do ethno-state everywhere? I mean, yeah, that is what they want to do, right? Yeah, Sneako, that sounds like a good plan, yeah. Let's put people in ghettos based on their religion. Good idea, buddy.
So I think the only thing that's going to be uncorrupted is faith in God, and then everything stems from there. And if anything changes, if that changes your faith, then you should not follow that.
Yeah, God and
So are we voting for God?
Everyone has that voice inside of them. Even if you don't think you're religious, everyone has that voice inside them that tells them what's right. And like
Yes.
that is God.
No,
And it's-
exactly. I
like,
strongly
that's the
believe
voice
in
of
God.
God.
I just haven't.
And you know you can hear it.
We definitely believe. I definitely believe in God. I just haven't joined an organized religion.
And God tells Ian to work for the Nazis.
Religion at this point.
Yeah, I'm on that train.
What have you learned about Epstein that you think the average person doesn't know?
Dude, so fucking much. I mean, it's good that the average person does know about him, and it's good, like the meme, Epstein didn't kill himself. That's amazing because that sort of in everyone's mind, there's this group awareness that like there's more to that story.
Mm-hmm.
But what is more to that story that most people don't want everyone to know is that he was a Mossad asset. He was an Israeli spy. He was uplifted by Jewish people all throughout his career.
Bro, Ian is going hard. He's not just doing subtle drops today. He said, I'm coming out swinging on the Jewish people. Nope. I'm pretty sure that Epstein is related to Roger. He looks like Roger. That motherfucker is a German Nazi. Here's what I'll say about Epstein real quick. Epstein being Jewish is a red herring. I'm almost positive at this point that Epstein is a straight up German Nazi. And The more and more I am looking at the guy, the more he reminds me of my family of Clyers. He has the mutt muzzle. He has a similar mutt muzzle. Look at Officer Brownrigg, okay? Officer Brownrigg looks a lot like Roger, like betting cousins. Betting maybe more than cousins, right? Officer Brownrigg and Jeffreyson look very close. Like Roger looks close. And anyway, the other thing I know is that Mr. Octopussy over here, I'm pretty sure he's taken over his whole ring, his little child fun thing that he does. And yeah, I'm betting it's because they're family. Yeah. So anyway, when I get to the bottom of it, for sure, I will obviously let you know. But this dude, neither of these dudes are Jewish. No. So keep trying, Ian, but these two look like a bunch of German Nancys to me. Ian does too. I'm just saying. Okay. So yeah, let's take a look. Let's put him on the board. Let's go put him over here. I don't know. Well, we'll keep it in mind. We'll keep taking a look back at it. You know, every day we look at the board and we realize something new. So we'll leave it for the next time when we find something new. You know what I mean? But anyway, Jeffrey Epstein did not kill himself. Probably also didn't die. I think Mossad / the CIA / the FBI pulled him out. He's probably in Tel Aviv chilling right now, which is a Nancy safe haven. Okay? Everyone understands that? It's dude, Israel is for Nancys. Sorry, guys. Sorry to break it to you, but it's true. For sure. Epstein was a Nazi. He was. Suck me, Ian. He was a Nazi. Why don't you pull your fucking obsidian board up here and why don't you get to the bottom of it? Go take a look. Come on.
From like literally nothing. Like he was a unqualified math teacher. And then suddenly he was like a big shot banker. And then suddenly
it was Donald Barr. Donald Barr is the fucking motherfucker who brought him in. That dude seems like a German Nazi to me too.
Managing Les Wexner's multi-billion-dollar fund, like, and so
that dude sounds like a Nazi to me too. Mysterious past, mysterious family, Nazi.
So he was groomed for his position because he was a dirty piece of shit, and he was a math teacher that was groping his students, and he, probably had other relations and skills.
A lot of charisma.
No, I think he's like the kid of someone. He's a Lebensborn.
He must have been 100%.
Great code switcher.
He was selected. He wasn't the boss.
Selected. And then he was put into place in order to run the front of that operation. But there were many others. He was not the only one.
Maxwell was behind it. People bought her, but Maxwell was his handler.
Yep.
I think Dershowitz, was part of it. I don't think he was a victim of it. I think he was helping running it.
Probably family.
He said he's an agent of Israel.
Yep.
So it goes deep. Every aspect of it is Jewish. And the girls on there always said they would call them trash and goyim and they're pathetic because they're not Jewish. And the prime minister of Israel, I can't think the number of times, but he visited
Ehud Barak, you dummy.
He flew into New York and would sneak into Epstein's house.
Oh, yeah.
30-something.
Dude, Ehud Barak has been to the island more than anyone. But it's because he's disgusting, not because he's Jewish. And it's because he's a Zionist and a Nazi to boot.
Times, I don't know, maybe
he was one of the most prolific. Yeah.
But he wasn't going to the island. He was going to the house.
Dude, Ian really is coming fully mask off. He doesn't give a shit anymore. I think they're all going to go mask off soon. If Ian's doing it, Eddie will for sure. Like, yeah.
To talk to Epstein. So he wasn't going out there to take sex with the girls.
Well, it wasn't just the island. He had houses. He had a house in Palm Beach. He had a ranch.
The really dark shit that people don't know about that ranch is there was other stuff going on at that ranch that never really came out.
Yeah, I think Lebensborn shit. You know what Jeffrey Epstein was obsessed with? Creating like a lab of people making babies for him, of him. Sounds pretty Libby-esque, huh?
It's hard to know for sure because it got buried, but it's like...
It got raided though.
It got raided and a lot of the evidence...
Yeah, by the feds who did it, who run the fucking sex trafficking ring.
That
just like Diddy's shit got raided to make sure no one sees all of the feds' evidence that they use to blackmail people.
A lot of the stuff that was there hidden as fuck.
You can say a little speculation.
Yeah, because you got to remember that he was interested in science, in high science, and a lot of it was genetics, and a lot of it was breeding, and a lot of it,
That's right, Ian. That honestly, I haven't really thought about that and all the eugenics shit that he did, and the fact how that perfectly lines up with y'all's Lebensborn plan. Thank you for pointing that out, Ian. Yes, it's not because he's Jewish, but the Lebensborn program is very German, very, very Nazi. So that's a good point. Thanks, Ian, for helping point that out and bringing that to my attention. That's a great avenue to attack this. Yes, Epstein does sound like a Lebensborn genetic fanatic Nazi. You're right. He doesn't sound Jewish. Dude, thank you, Ian. Good job, bud. Now that's some investigating.
There's a lot of questions about like what like people, the word on the sort of like street of the victims of Epstein is that that ranch was a breeding center for either genetic experiments or genetic testing, or Lord knows what's going on. And there is lots of talk in the sort of satanic ritual abuse survivor sphere, which is way bigger than most people realize. That's like very much a real thing.
That's a deep.
It's fucked up. Yeah. So it's a dark rabbit hole. It's very real. There are many people that are survivors of like essentially the global, like Satanism is a religion that does exist globally, and it's
created
just
by a Jew.
Yep. And
This is another good face for a screenshot. This is him going, I finally get to go full mask off and show everyone my power. I finally get to say it. I've been waiting for a whole year to blame everything on Jewish people. Dude, Ian, you're not sly, dog. Too obvious, bro. You're cooked. It's over. Dude, everyone's gonna hate this. Everyone's gonna hate you so much. I'm gonna cut this fucking down. Oh my god. Dude, I'm gonna fucking make the greatest little cut down after this of just all of the insane shit that you said, brother. This is crazy.
Church of Satan.
Right, guys? I'm not crazy here. This is insane, right? Like, every person who's somewhat like us will catch this, right? He's cooked.
It should be called the synagogue. of Satan.
Synagogue of Satan.
yeah, look up.
Let's be real though. I'm gonna get Donnie Darko to, the wheel of a plane's gonna fall into my fucking apartment, and then the pole shift is gonna happen, and they're all gonna be in underground bunkers, and then surprise, they're the Greys. We called it.
Alondra Markman. And they talk about breeding centers because the global satanic religion network, that cult, is a very powerful one with a lot of
He's talking about Nazis. They're the satanic religion.
very rich people in it, and it is probably aligned in some ways. This, like, I'm talking about a specific survivor who talked about meeting Epstein himself, and he also talked about going to breeding centers where they were breeding based upon Ashkenazi heritage.
Wow, I haven't heard any of this.
Yeah, it's
Oh my god, dude, he's relentless. I swear to fuck though, if like doing ghost shit is real, if I get Donnie Darko'd, I will try and come to all my NitWitches and be like, yo, can you see me? And I'll try and like resonantly tune you like the alien that was in Brazil tried to get Mr. Joe or whatever. And I would teach you guys how to see the golden light. And then I would go and torment my enemies just like in the movie Ghost. I'd go to Peter last. And yeah, I'd just do like my Ghost of Christmas Past thing and fucking scare the shit out of all of them.
I mean, he had all the time and resources in the world. He had billions of dollars. He had Mossad backing him. Robert Maxwell, Ghislaine Maxwell's father, had direct connections to Mossad. So they said he was like a finance guru. This guy had no sort of education in this. He didn't know anything about money. He never ran a business. Why would he be able to control all this? He had all the time in the world to do these crazy experiments.
I don't know. Why did Timothy McVeigh get a whole van filled with a fertilizer bomb that he didn't make? And why did he get to drop it off at the FBI building and then become a fucking FBI agent 10 years later, huh? Tell me that. Why that? Let me know.
This is going to come to light. Do you think more information is going to come?
I know. It's because son of a Nazi. Nazi.
No.
But if you're talking like Russia versus America, Iran versus America, that is a Cold War, right? And cyber war and things like that. And the moment you have cyber war, Cold War on a big global scale.
What, like silencing most of your citizens except for a select crew of Lebensborn? Something like that?
Shutting down the internet, shutting down your rights to speak, shutting down, because suddenly we are all threats, or we are all potential terrorists, potential bad. Some version of that is my biggest fear.
Oh no, Mr. Ian, that's already currently happening. So you probably care about the fact that they're doing this to me and anyone that's real like me, right? You care about this? Dude, can you freaking reach out to your handler boss, the dude who runs the FBI, the Federal Bureau of Instigation, or the Central Idiot Association? And can you ask them, dude, let me have mine back, please? Your biggest fear is people using their free speech and then getting pointed out as terrorists and threats to America? I think that's what your friends in OOB were trying to do to me a couple months ago when I didn't go with the program, but I think they were trying to lock me up then. So are you going to help me here, buddy? Because it's happening now, and your people are doing it, actually, okay? So it's because I keep saying stuff like, I don't like Nazis, I don't like white supremacists, and then I lose my account, like I did yesterday when I was saying that you are a white supremacist. Because you are. Anyway, that's just what I think.
I think that regular people like us can't imagine why.
They not like us. They not like us. They not like us. No, the fuck they ain't. Who's us? You got a mouse in your pocket, buddy? You're not talking about me, right?
Why symbolism would be so important. Why, like, you can't imagine Satanism. You just can't.
Yeah, Ian can, though.
But it's very real, and it has been for a very long time in the exact same way that other religions are very real, and in the exact same way that like witchcraft was real in the old days. And it's like there are 8 billion people on this planet, and if you think about the kind of people that become billionaires, right? Do you think they're good people? Like, how do you become a fucking billionaire? Probably by being a really eccentric, really driven, really psychotic, maybe kind of broken and damaged.
It's so weird that they know to like take this part of like what we talk, you know, of our ideology or whatever, but then secretly they're like, yeah, and they are like, yeah, they're all sociopaths, but secretly he's like, and I like it, but publicly he has to be like, it's gross.
People think that something so grotesque could never happen, and those are the same people that would have thought before Epstein got caught, they would have thought that child trafficking could never happen, that the president of the United States would never be fucking kids. Like, everyone that's out there, look up spirit cooking Marina Abramovich.
Yes. Yeah, Marina Abramovich's fucking gross, but I'm gonna guess Nazi.
There wasn't pretend.
Yeah, people, this shit's 100% true that she was doing spirit cooking for Hillary Clinton, and they mix like what, cum and blood and
Okay, is Hillary Clinton Jewish, guys? Keep going down the Hillary Clinton road.
It's some sick, disturbing stuff. And she is not like some random Jewish lady. She rules in the biggest
she's
power
Jewish
circles.
too?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yep.
Starting to see a little bit pattern here.
I mean,
you guys and anyone that out there that has ChatGPT, you guys should ask it about how many siblings Sam Altman has. You guys know Sam Altman?
What's Sam Altman?
Sam Altman is the guy that owns ChatGPT. Yeah, he
Bro, you keep Annie's fucking name out of your mouth, you fucking Nazi.
is. But Sam Altman has a sister, and ChatGPT will not tell you about her.
Really?
So this is what they do. They pick out single individual Jewish people. Like, I'm always like, Sam Altman, what the fuck is wrong with you? Your boss, Peter Thiel, is a Nazi. Because Sam Altman is Jewish. So it's insane to me that he works with a person whose dad literally perpetrated it and he's like never talked about it, which means to me that Peter Thiel wants to do the Holocaust again, you know? But so they pick individual like Jewish people to represent the whole industry, whereas the rest of them are fucking Nazis. You know what I mean? Like, maybe Lucian Graves is fucking Jewish separately, but the Nazi part is the bigger thing. And then the Sam Altman too is just like, he feels like, yeah, it's like a convenient person to be like, see, they're all Jewish. You know what I mean? But like, Sam Altman's just doing what Peter Thiel tells him to do. Because
she accused Sam Altman of physically and like sexually abusing her as a child.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's interesting chat. Like
Okay, dude. So see, this is exactly how Ian is being infiltrator. He comes in talking about Annie, right? And we're like, hell yeah, fuck yeah, talk about Annie. But he doesn't talk about the fact, why is Annie blocked? Why can't anyone see her on Twitter? Is it because of Jewish people or is it because of Elon the Nancy? Elon the Nancy who's hiding her for Peter and frickin' her sibling, Sam Altman, so everyone doesn't know that he's a P-word freak, okay? So is that Jewish people or is that Elon? And Elon is a Nancy, just like you. Just like you, Ian Carroll. I bet you're fucking related, bro. So anyway, this is exactly how he does what he does. He infiltrates us by picking a couple topics that we like, and then he talks about them, like Annie, and then we think that he's here to defend people like Annie. But really, he's just using her to prop himself up, and then he's going to talk shit about Jewish people right after that. You know, so he's a bad dude. He's being a tricky, deceiving snake. Okay, I mean, he's an informant. So what would you expect from him? Nothing less. Okay.
First terrorist attack in the Middle East was Jews, and then a month later it switched it and doesn't say that anymore. It goes back way further in history to some like sword attack that was like not really a terrorist attack.
Well, yeah, because we wouldn't want to spread misinformation and Jewish conspiracy theories. So like
every single thing that you've ever heard that is a Jewish conspiracy theory, if you replace the Jewish conspiracy theory version, not true. If you replace that word with Nazi though, definitely true. Like Jewish space laser, not true. Nazi space laser, for sure, real, used in Lahaina.
And so maybe we should rewind a little bit and just talk a little bit about like, how is this even fucking possible, right? And it sounds cheesy, but maybe the simplest way to get there is to think about the Rothschild family. Because clearly the Rothschild family is just one really powerful family from the days
Dude, this is the hanky. Okay, but hey, who's doing the Rothschilds' bidding? And dude, the Rothschilds are not fucking Jewish. They worship money, you fucking kook. You goofy, mustached goon.
Of old, but like when you look back, you've got it's the robber baron generation. You had, the JP Morgan came to power at the end of that, but the Rothschilds go back even further. And it's back in this day of like aristocracy and like regal like bloodlines where power was even more centralized and like wealth was even more kind of like collected into family coffers than it is, or at least than it seems today. And the Rothschilds are well known for like the Rothschilds took down the whole
He says seems because he knows.
whole Bank of England. Like that's how they made their fortune, was by sort of like trick.
Dude, is Hanky fucking is John Hanky his grandpa? Yeah, I mean, they're not religious. Like, I mean, they are to Satan. I think it's just dude, I think it's like a part of, I think they're fine. Like, it's just like a couple people that they've got to say is Jewish all the time and then them just not push back on it. It's like, it feels to me like how it's like the TikTok ban conversation. It's like the Rothschilds and like Marina Abramovich and Sam Altman and all of the representative Jewish people that stand in to represent all Jewish people, even though Nazis are doing most of everything. I think that they are just like, yeah, it's fine because I'm getting paid fatty stacks. I don't care. It's like, it's Taylor Lorenz and Chaya Raichik being sisters. Ian Carroll is calling his family member Jewish, Like, what does he care? They're all taking the world over together. and none of their families are going to be, suffer the consequences. It's just normal Jewish people. So they don't give a fuck. Like, I think the Rothschild people are just like, yeah, it's fine. I mean, just call me a dog. And they probably like being called, names. So it's probably, it's just so bad, dude. They like everything that's happening all around. And then everything bad that happens just happens to us and normal people.
All of the English stock market.
This makes sense though. Yeah. They pick a couple. There's a couple representative Jewish people that they can point to for every conversation. They're like, yeah, see, Jewish. Yep. But the majority of all of them are fucking Nazis.
That's just the most obvious thread that like anyone can look up more or less. And like, they're very real. And actually,
dude, I can't believe we got duped by Hanky. Fuck Hanky. What a fucking rat.
Actually, there's some sick ass stuff. I've done some
dude, Hanky's for sure his grandpa.
sick digging into like the Rothschilds working with the CIA to smuggle drugs during the Vietnam.
Yeah, cut the hair and add some glasses, dude. It's fucking Hanky's. Dude, do you think one of Hanky's Nazi grandchildren came and told him about me? And they were like, "You're talking to Cat Dad?" I'm just gonna text him one day and just fucking out of the blue, Nazi.
I want to hear more about Jay-Z though. So you think he's next? I always, I don't know who said it, but it's funny that Jay-Z goes around with the Basquiat haircut, like celebrating Basquiat. Basquiat was a heroin addict and a gay prostitute in New York. And I went back to New York recently and all the graffiti, all the paintings everywhere.
Sneako really tells on himself for how much he fucking hates gay people. Like, bro, watch yourself, because people will fucking come out and start telling stories if you get a little too spicy, if you know what I mean. Best watch yourself. You best hope you don't have any fucking skeletons, buddy. Hey, if anyone knows any funny stories about Sneako, if they've ever hung out with Sneako after hours, and Sneako would be horrified to hear that someone had evidence against him of, maybe possibly liking boys, because this dude is so fixated on boys and hating gay people. It's like a real tell. The only people that I know that are this homophobic, I'm just saying, you best watch yourself, Sneako.
Are literally satanic paintings. Like, you see graveyards literally drawn.
He threatened to SA a female YouTuber? Dude. Yeah, this guy's insane. And Ian Carroll went on his show. That's hilarious.
On garage doors and witches coming out of there. And this is the village where Basquiat was doing graffiti. Jay-Z's kind of, is emulating this guy. Why do you think he's next? Because he was pretty good friends with Diddy.
Yeah, super good friends with Diddy. And I don't know as he's necessarily next. I fucking hope he is. And the way I look at it, Jay-Z has all the markers of a similar type of an op, you know, both from the way he acts to the people he knows. But the thing is that he's way more involved in politics. And I think, this is just me speculating, but I think that Diddy got hung out to dry because he was getting fucking sloppy.
Yeah, by Jay-Z.
Right? Yeah. Diddy was drunk on his power. He was totally out of control and unhinged. And Jay-Z's kind of more effective. Jay-Z's like pretty dialed in, super effective. And
Whoa, Sneako's a known P word? I mean, they all are, right? Obviously. That's how they all get this gig. I see stuff about him texting minors. Oh my God, of course. Dude, can we just assume that about every one of these motherfuckers at this point? All I'm saying is Ian Carroll looks a lot like Dr. Disrespect, just saying. It's like he's trying to go for Dr. Disrespect's vibe.
Like, Sexy Red is just the representation of everything terrible in black culture.
Yeah.
I've got the Meat Canyon video of Sneako pulled up. We'll watch it after this, because then you guys will know Sneako finally.
when you pair that,
Hey, this is private property. You better leave. He's not leaving. Sorry, Charlie, but you asked for this. Chad, I'm out of ammo. I gotta find another clip.
It's called a magazine.
You better get out of here.
All I want to say is that they don't really care about
So
us.
you're aware.
sue me, everybody. Yep.
Like what he says, kike me, bite me.
Yep.
Yeah.
But they censored those words. They censored Jew and all that. And it's really sad actually to look at Michael Jackson's legacy, because he was a very tormented soul, right? Like he went.
I am just picturing the clips all in a row after we're done with the show here. Oh man, and then them deleting that account too, just out of the blue. Like, dude, what were you doing, brother? Like, they're just all going mask off. They have to, right? That's got to be what they're gonna do. Time's a ticking. Yeah, it's the first of the month. They've got their new marching orders, right?
What was his doctor? Michael Jackson's doctor.
I looked in. I don't know if his doctor was Jewish. I forget. I try not to like go overbearing on like everybody has to be Jewish.
It's just like that will make you like not.
Yeah, it's unhealthy, and it's like, and that's not the point. The point is not that like all Jewish people are in on this thing. The point is that like is that Jewish people are susceptible to being approached by this organization.
He showed the messages that he was getting
from Harley Pasternak.
From Harley Pasternak.
He's the celebrity trainer. He is a Jew, and he was.
I think he's a Nazi. Pretty sure. Yeah, because he's like one of the he's one of the Operation Paperclip scientists, I believe. Yeah, he was a psychologist, Nazi. And he was, I have a newspaper clipping in the Miro somewhere of Harley Pasternak's dad being selected by Alan Dulles to run some fucking psychology department or something. Harley Pasternak's dad. Yeah. And that was in like the 60s. That shit, dude, that feels like a cover up, or, you know, like a cover new article, you know, like to establish like identity or establish residence almost, you know. But, and again, yeah, that feels like, yeah, say we're Jewish. We're not Jewish. I don't care. You know what I mean? Because their overall mission is to fucking kill Jewish people. I mean, that's what the Nazis did last time, right?
He was military intelligence for Canada, and there's an interview online where he's talking about what he used to do for them, and he's talking about how he used to test drugs for Canadian military intelligence, and they ask him what kind of drugs, and he's like, oh, like shit you've never heard of. Mind control. Yeah, mind control.
That's Nazi shit, though. That's not fucking Jewish shit, you dumbass. Who owns all the fucking pharmaceutical companies? IG Farben. Jewish people? The Jewish people make Zyklon B for themselves, you dumbass? You fucking idiot. AG Bayer. Who owned that?
Well, the problem is that they make us seem like the hateful ones, because like, well, trans people have the highest suicide rate. Well, let's say, well,
Dude, Sneako's like, I'm just trying to save the kids, guys. If you could give me a couple kids' phone numbers, yo, please. I just want to text with kids. That's all I want to do, okay? Not anything freaky like these gay trans people that are always in my thoughts. Always in my thoughts. I can't shake it. I can't. All I can think about is trans people and gay trans people. I'm obsessed with it. I'm obsessed. That's all I talk about. It's all I ever think about. Literally behind my eyes is flashing over and over and over and over and over. It's just a bunch of gay trans things happening. I don't know why.
enabling their delusion and their mental illness is not going to make it better.
It's because trans people are putting it in my head. That's why we have to get rid of all trans people, and then I'll stop thinking about trans people always. And gays. We have to get rid of all the gay people, and then I'll never think of another gay thought. No, I didn't think of gay thought. What did I say? I said, see another gay thing in my head. I know I'm not seeing gay stuff in my head. I mean, oh no. And then he implodes. Sneako, it's okay, buddy. It gets better.
After they transition, the suicide rate doesn't decrease. It goes up, like Elliot instead of Ellen.
Yeah, let's skip ahead. Sorry. I hate hearing that shit too. I don't know how to respond. So yeah, let's just skip ahead. Fuck that shit. Get the fuck out of here, you fucking Sneako weirdo. That dude texts with minors, just so everyone knows, okay? Let's just go to the fucking end real quick and just see how he wraps it up so we can get off this fucking weirdo.
Spirit of being American.
I just wanted to make sure, double quadruple check that we are talking about a straight up fucking Nazi here, okay? Just so everyone knows. This is an infiltrator fucking Nazi. Where is he? What is big ugh, look at that disgusting hair. This dude, Nazi. Dude, he is looking familiar, like weird familiar, right? We're gonna get to the bottom of it. I know we will. But yeah, screw this guy. We don't even need to watch the rest of this fucking video. Sure seems like it now here, but those people are hateful, man. And those are the people that are propped up by companies like Google and Twitter and TikTok. And those are the fucking people that you get advertised to watch. They push them at you for free. They want you to think stupid shit like that. Like, I don't know. It's gross, man. But I think it's pretty obvious at this point, right? It feels like it. Damn, Icon's talking about his craters. But Nazis it's a free-for-all on Nazis. You can say anything about a fucking Nazi. Craters and all. I think it probably is hereditary. If I know anything about Nazis, it's that they're inbred. Their solution, yeah, he's like, yeah, solution is World War III. That's what I'm amping everyone up for. Me and Johnny Harris.